Hello students, welcome to today's online session on DDBMS. In the previous lecture we have seen that we have discussed about the components of DDBMS. In that we have seen the replications, right? In our today's session we are going to discuss about the data fragmentation. Okay, data fragmentation is a technique where you people will be dividing the table into smaller pieces. Actual database will be consisting the tables, no? Those tables will be divided into pieces or as a smaller tables I can say, so that they can store on the multiple sites. They can store on the multiple systems which are located in the computer networks. That is what the fragmentation is. Just I will go through the definition that is available in your material. Fragmentation is a task of dividing table into set of smaller tables. That is, a huge table is divided into number of smaller tables. The subset of tables are called as what? Fragments. The divided tables are called fragments. But this fragmentation should happen in such a manner that it should not lose its originality. When we are combining them, we should get the original data, original table. If it is not happening, your fragmentation is not done in a good manner. That you should remember. Okay, always you should remember that whenever we are going to fragment the table, you should take care of all the fragmentation rules in order to get the correct data if we are combining them. That is what the rule and regulation that we will be following in the case of fragmentations. Okay, and see, fragmentation can be done in three types, that is horizontal, vertical and hybrid. Okay, that we will discuss. But before going for that, you should observe that you should take care of your fragmentation in such a manner that it should not lose any data, I can say. Reconstructiveness should be there in your fragmentation. If you are reconstructing the table by taking the pieces of those particular smaller tables, then you should get the original data. That is what the major rule that you should follow in case of data fragmentation. Okay, I hope it is clear to you people. By using this fragmentation, what are the advantages that we are getting is, since the data is stored in the multiple sites, usage and efficiency database system is increased. As I already told you people, if you are having multiple hands to work, then it will be completing the task in an easiest manner. Okay, that is what the major advantage. And local query optimization, when it is having the data among the computers, they can optimize the query. They can easily run the query onto those particular data. Okay, say suppose if you are having 500 GB of data, it may take some time to retrieve the data. But if you are having only 50 MB of data, then it is easy to retrieve that. Okay, so in the same way we will be using this particular fragmentation. But the disadvantage is that when data from different fragments are required, say if you are having multiple systems which are located in different locations, system 1, system 2, system 3, system 4, whatever the systems that you are having, these fragmented data, if we are getting the data from this particular fragment, this particular fragment, this particular fragment, then it will be taking much more time in order to retrieve the data and in order to combine those particular data to a particular client or as the request those who are making it. Okay, and see, in case of recursive fragmentations, the job of reconstructive or as a reconstruction will be more expensive when we are comparing with the data retrieval operations. Okay, and lack of backup copies. See, as we are fragmenting it, we won't maintain any copies of data. If it is not there, if we are having any system crashes, then we will be losing the data permanently without having any duplicates. Okay, so that is the problem that we will be getting in case of fragmentation. Now the vertical fragmentation is that when you are having number of columns in your table, say I'll go with the simple table just for an example. Consider that we are having a table where we will be having a number of columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So if you want to store the details, then we will be storing the details onto the multiple sites, like 3 columns will be taken into one system and these remaining 4 columns will be taken into one system. If you are doing in such manner, then it is nothing but a vertical fragmentation. In a simple manner I am trying to understand you people. Okay, in order to maintain the reconstructiveness, each and every table should maintain a common field which will be acting like a primary key. The primary key should be there in this table also, primary key should be there in this table also. That is what the content. Just you read it once, you'll understand it. I don't want to read that is there in your material, but vertically when you are dividing, when you want to combine them, there should be a common column which will be helping us. So that should be maintained in your divided tables. That's it. Okay, say example, for example, the example that is given in your material is they are maintaining a table where it is maintaining the register number, name, course, address, semester, fees, marks. And if you want to divide them where you people want to have only fees, then you will be maintaining registered number. By the registered number I can easily find the remaining elements also. No, if you want to divide them also into pieces, you can divide them. For each and every table you should maintain what registered number, so that I can reconstruct the table, actual table, so that I will be having the entire data. This is what the vertical division, vertical fragmentation I can say. Okay, now I'll go for the next one, that is horizontal fragmentation, where you people will be taking the collection of records I can say. Okay, collection of records. What the collection of records is, we won't divide the column wise table, we won't divide the table into columns, but we will be dividing the table into pieces of information. Say suppose if we are having information like this, what registered number, name, course, address, semester, fees, marks. Then as per your example, if the course is computer science, then we will be having the student details who are studying in computer science only. The remaining details will be with the original data, original table, but we are creating a view, we are creating one more table as what this particular computer science. Okay, means to say that we will be selecting the rows of information, we won't divide the columns. In the previous one we have divided the columns, but in this one we will be dividing the rows. The rows will be selected which will be having the computer science as in course. Okay, and remaining things will be maintained as separate table. Like that we will be fragmenting them into the horizontal fragmentation. Okay, and then the third one is hybrid fragmentation. What do you mean by hybrid fragmentation is, it will be taking the features of your vertical fragmentation and horizontal fragmentation, so that they can maintain both of the features, right? Combination of horizontal and vertical fragmentation techniques are used, and flexible to maintain the fragmentation. Okay, it will be having all the features, no, so it can divide them into the rows as well as it can divide them into the columns. Hybrid fragmentation can be done in two alternative ways. First one, generate set of horizontal fragments. Okay, horizontal fragments, horizontal means rows, to generate this one. Then generate vertical fragments from one or more horizontal fragments. Okay, you can select the few of lines, few of records from your table, and then you can apply what vertical fragmentations onto them. But in the second one, quite opposite we will perform. We will be selecting the vertical fragmentation first, and then we will be performing the horizontal fragmentation onto it, so that you people will be getting the data as per your requirement. Okay, this is how we will be having the components in your distributed database management system. See, as I already told you people earlier, DDBMS will be having the components like data and data users and replications and the topic that we have discussed today, that is fragmentation. All this should be considered when we are going for the DDBMS. Okay, and remaining things we will discuss. Only important questions that I want to discuss is from the 5th unit. So just be familiar with your online classes, so that it will be helping you people in the external examination. I will be placing the important questions, it will take some time, don't worry about it. Okay, that's it for now, see you in the next one. Thank you.